She's on my earpiece. Enjoy myself.
I'm saying welcome to House of Israel, Nigeria. At House of Israel, we share 5 unique visions. Our vision is to be a worshiping people. Our vision is to be an evangelistic community. Our vision is to be a discipleship center. Our vision is to be an equipping network. Our vision is to be a worldwide witness of Yeshua the Messiah. These 5 core visions guides and direct our actions and programs at House of Israel, Nigeria. We believe we have been called to catalyze a spiritual awakening in the nations. And through our teachings and programs and publications, we've been able to transform and shape the lives of countless around the world. We want you to continue to pray with us and partner with us in this vision of being a discipleship center of global awakening. We believe we've been called to establish a training facility where people all across Africa and the world can be deeply taught the word of YeHoVAH, taught his commandment, and taught his law, and by so doing, we experience transformation globally. This is our role, and this is our job. We believe this to be a lifelong commitment, and we welcome you to be a part with us and to get involved with House of Israel, Nigeria, in making this a reality. To learn more about us, quickly go on our website, www.hoinigeria.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Shalom.
Shalom Saints, welcome to our Leadership Development School. It's a joy to have with us our delegate from Lagos, from HOI Lagos, Sister Lara. Sister Lara, you're welcome to Port Harcourt.
Shalom.
Shalom, saints.
We have with us also Brother Blessed John from Lagos. So Blessed, can you say a word of prayer and blessings to the saints around the world?
Shalom, saints. Elohim, thank you for this day. Thank you for this gathering. Thank you for the work that has been going on here. Pray that you continue to use us. Continue to use us for your work. Pray that you give us more of your spirit. Empower us more so that we will continue to do that which is pleasing in your sight. Pray that you give us the wisdom to overcome all the obstacles that encompass us. And we pray that you continue to guide us day and night as we continue to struggle, as we continue to do this work, this divine work. We pray that you give us the strength and empower us the more. Thank you for answered prayers. And we also pray for the saints all around the world. Commit a House of Israel, all the delegates of House of Israel worldwide, those in US, those in UK. We pray that you meet them at the point of their needs. We pray that you give them strength, you fill them more with your spirit, more with the Ruach HaKodesh, so that they will do that which is pleasing in your sight. We thank you for answered prayers. We pray in Yeshua's name.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen.
For those who are with us through the internet, if you're watching through YouTube, watching through Facebook, you're welcome to our Leadership Development School. We're going to be having an interactive class this evening, and it is my prayer that this class will be one that will deeply bless every viewer and every student as we go along together in this class. But blessed, we began to discuss along the line of ministry, because we'll be discussing ministry line today. And so when I call upon us to speak, I want us to speak up loud, so your voice, the audio can get through, so people can get to hear what you have to say about the things we'll be highlighting. When I began the idea of have the Leadership Development School, it was my understanding and realization that the biggest need of the hour is the development of leaders. The development of leaders. And it is one area of resource development that has been taken for granted, even in the secular. In the world of IT, we have leaders in the ITs. In the realms of athletics, there are realms, in every realms, there are leaders. They are the pace setters. They are those who are the beacon of light in that realms. They've set the stage through performance, through your longevity, through standard. So these are the people other people will rise, look up to in that realm. We have guys like Steve Jobs. We have guys like the Microsoft founder, Bill Gates. So these are people who have set a pace in that realm. So oftentimes in discussing, even if you want to discuss about business, you have to look at people who have set the standard in that realm. What do they have to say about principles? What do they have to say about certain matters? Because these are the people we look up to in that realm. So leaders set the pace. Leaders are the voice in the wilderness. But in the kingdom of YeHoVAH, we have undermined the need for leadership. We've undermined the need for the development or the investment in leaders as a resource material in the advancement of the kingdom. As a resource material. So, we need to understand how can YeHoVAH's world progress, advance, if we don't invest in leaders as a key resource materials, the key resource material. And there are people who have this inclination, they have an appetite to serve in the kingdom. And serving in the kingdom is itself a leadership role, because as one who serves, others look up to you, because in the kingdom we lead by serving, what we call servant leadership. Servant leadership, what Yeshua epitomized. Yeshua led from serving. He also served through leading. And this is what we need to understand. Now, so what kind of leaders are we desiring to be? Because Yeshua is the epitome, Yeshua is the picture of what a kingdom leader is supposed to become. So when we speak about kingdom leadership, you know, the secular business world has taken over the word servant leadership. But the idea of the concept of servant leadership is born from Yeshua. It's born from Yeshua. He is a master servant leader. And he equally taught that serving can be from behind, or it can be from the front. You can serve from the front row, or you can serve from the back row. But in charismatic leadership style, serving has stayed only at the front row. So those who are at the back, serving from the back, are not called leaders. They are perceived as tools to get the system working. So success, significance gets to the front. So the charismatic leadership style is that everyone starts beginning to desire to be at the front row. So they are the front. So we have the front row serving, and we have the back row serving. None is bigger than the other. It's just a function. So what we've come to see in our world is a front row servant. So they are the one that get the success, the credit, the appreciation. They are the one that get the accolades for the great work, while the main people who serve from behind because the spotlight is not on them are ignored. So then everyone is desiring now to be a front row servant. That's why we have church breakaway. I'm going to break away from this church to start my own. I'm going to break up this fellowship to start my own fellowship. If nobody's going to hear what I have to say, I'm going to start my own. So people are breaking away from places they are ordained to stay in, because why? They are not getting enough credit, or they see what they are doing not as part of a vital element of the transformational work in that system. They see the whole credit goes to the front row leader. That's the challenge we have today. And the second challenge, before I allow you guys to highlight on it, is that many times the front row leader gets more credit. You know why? Because he invests in himself more than the back row leaders. So the back row leaders think less of themselves, while the front row leader thinks more of himself. So he's busy developing himself, while the ones who are the unseen leaders most times do not develop themselves, or improve themselves, or improve their games, or improve their performance. So if we all begin to understand that whatever placement we are in, God may ordain you to be a front row leader, or you could be a back row leader. You are not lesser than the front row leader. But if you're not improving your game by improving your performance, by improving yourself, then you become like a stagnant water, because you're not moving. Yeah, you're not moving. So you start pushing. You start pushing the effectiveness that should come from you. that's supposed to come from you. We should expect effectiveness from every aspect of the system. So effectiveness is now being pushed more to the front row leader. So what YeHoVAH wants us to establish today is to establish the idea of every one of us, we are leaders. But the positions may be different. The tasks may be different too. But the goal is the same. The advancement of the kingdom. So I want to allow Brother Blessed speak over your shape now. You know.
What you just shared is exactly it, because it takes a lot of people to work towards advancing the kingdom, and each and every one of those people have different roles to play. Just like how the body system works, we have different organs in our body system, but the aim is to keep the body healthy and keep the body in good health. But each organ has its own role to play in achieving that. Each organ has the kidney cannot do the work of the liver. The liver has to do its work for itself. The heart cannot do the work for the spinal cord. The spinal cord has to do its work for itself. So each organ has its work. So it's exactly what Apostle Eke just said. Each of us have a role to play in advancing the kingdom, and every of our role is as important as every other person's role. That's just what I have in mind.
Wow. So while you're speaking, 1 Corinthians 12 came to mind. 1 Corinthians 12 from verse 12. 1 Corinthians 12 from verse 12. What's the first statement in that verse 12, Stellara?
For just as the body is one.
Stop there. Again.
For just as the body is one.
Again.
For just as the body is one.
For just as the body is one. The principle is established there. That was what the person saying, that just as the body is one and hath many members. The body is one, but the members are many. And hath many members. And all members of that one body, being many, are one body, also is Messiah. So Messiah is a working system. First, Messiah is a working body. Messiah is a working body, one. But in Messiah are members, many members, working in the Messiah's body system. So there's the Messiah body system, and there are members within that system, each making up the body, one body. So the members don't now become scattered bodies, like different bodies. They are still one. It's one. If the hand says, I'm leaving because I had enough, I'm leaving because I'm not appreciated, I'm dishonored, I'm spoken against, I'm doing all the work, no appreciation. This is the end of the year. No thank you for all I've done. So I'm going to start my own body.
That's the end. That's the end of the hand.
That's the end of the hand.
And the other body will feel that this hand is away. They won't feel the function of the hand. Yes, they won't feel the function of it. Just as you said something about the body at the forefront and from the back. It's just like the way he said something about the body, the whole body. We have internal organ, we have the outside, external part. So the internal part, we can't see, we can't really see. But you can just see the hand moving, the leg, everything, but you can't really still see the blood flowing, and you can't see all the things, even the bacteria inside the body. They have the functions to do to the body.
Wow.
So they are internal. And they are functioning, they are working, but you are not seeing them. And they are not proclaiming that we must be seen. But you can see the function outside the body. Because without them, the body, the system will not
function.
That's something else. Like when you see a working body, the dynamism of life that produces that sight, hearing,
the power.
the power itself. That power, there's a power. You can't see the power. It is a union of one that owns the power. The union of everything is what. But the power is the power, the dynamic power. Because the eyes is just seeing, the ears hearing, the mouth is everything is just. So if there's a wholeness, there is that power. And that's where the blood of Messiah, the power, we are yet to light that power. That power is yet to be lighted.
And without that power, every other body is dead.
It's dead.
You can't even, it's just. So if the life, the power is out of the body, that means we are just walking on a dead ground. That's what is really happening in the body of Messiah that we are having right now. The power is off. So we are trying to manipulate and we are just working on dead works, not the living work.
Wow. That's powerful. Because and that's another challenge about the concept of developing individual ministries. You see, the enemy says, your hand, it's time to move off to develop the hand ministry. You've been called to do the hand ministry. So leave the body. The body is not allowing you to do your ministry. The body is attaching you. You need to be free to travel, free to go around. So you don't belong here. So the enemy has a trick. He wants to disconnect us.
Yes.
And he promises us more accolade, more success if we leave the body. So we have ministries now, independent ministries detached from the body. Different ministry, but it's not a whole ministry. And so this one is saying something else that the mind is saying. Have you heard somebody preach here? You are wondering. It's not from the body. The body, this statement, this condemnation, this heresy you are asking. This is from the body. It's not from the body. It's from a detachment. It's a detached person. The only way our gospel can be one is when the body is one. When the body is one. That's infusion. So that's the question is now, how do we now build one body? Or how not just build, because Messiah is one body. How do we, the question is not the member, how do we get the members to work as one? That's the question from blessed. How do we get the body to, the members to work as one body?
That's a mandate that it must be fulfilled. The mandate that we must do, and it's by making. I think it's my own understanding. I think it's by making sure that every of the members are working in their own
air condition.
making sure that every of the members, every of the members are working at their maximum capacity to make sure that we achieve the goal of advancing the kingdom and advancing the gospel. Working at their own capacity, working at their own divisions, working at their own departments. Every member should be working at maximum capacity in their various departments, their various divisions, to make sure that we achieve the goal of pushing the gospel and advancing the kingdom of YeHoVAH.
Every member working in its optimal level. So let's finish reading that 1 Corinthians 12. 1 Corinthians 12, verse 12. For as the body is one and hath many members, and all members of that one body, being many, are one body, also is Messiah. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether it be Jews or Gentiles, whether it be bond or free, and have all been made to drink into one Spirit. For if the body is not for the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the head, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, if the whole body were an eye,
that's where there will be confusion, and it looks like everybody is doing the same thing. Meanwhile, there are different departments, different divisions that are to be reached, that needs to be working at their own division, working in their own departments.
Wow.
But everybody is now doing the same thing. It will lead to confusion. Without the confusion, perplexed.
Wow. So if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? That means if, like what you said now, if we all start doing one thing, same, I would say, we are doing well in seeing, we are A-class sight. How about hearing? There will be a vacuum. There will be a missing link. There will be a loss. Because there are battles that can only be won through the system of hearing. And if we all become eyes, so there's now a loss. So how about this hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? Smelling. Verse 18. But now hath Elohim set the members, every one of them in the body, as it hath pleased him. And if they were all one member, where were the body? And now are they many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say unto the head, I have no need of thee. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Nay, much more, those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. For our comely parts have no need, but Elohim hath tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked. Help me read verse 25.
Verse 25. That there should be no division in the body, but that the members should have the same concern one for another.
That's the goal. That there should be no division, schism. That's why when you have leg pain, everybody carry the load. That's when you have a pain in your neck. Every part will feel it. That's what he did. So we don't schism. When you felt your own pain, my leg was sleeping. So when the head felt pain, the feet did not feel it. So it's making the whole body feel the pain of one member. It's making the whole member feel the pain of one member. The whole body now is feeling the pain of one member. That's how YeHoVAH designed it, so there will be no division. Now, read verse 26, the last verse.
Verse 26. And if one member suffers, all the members suffer with it. Or if one member is extinct, all the members rejoice with it.
Hallelujah. That's what he has done. In order for there to be this union of purpose, YeHoVAH has designed that the pain of one member is the pain of the whole body. So if the feet mistakenly bumps itself on a stone, the brain feel it. The eyes will say, "Oh, how I saw it, but I was slow to tell you." So every part of the body will feel that pain. And this is what is happening right now in the body of Messiah. The body of Messiah needs to come to the place where we experience rejoicing because we are all functioning together. Or we keep experiencing pain because we are all not functioning together. We either experience rejoicing because we are all functioning together, or we experience pain because we are all not functioning together. That's where we are dealing right now. You see, like this project. The project's success is not post-AK. It's never post-AK success. It is the body in its highest form. It will show you what the body can do, what the body can create when it functions in its highest form. When every member of the body is functioning, nothing is impossible for the body to do, to build, to create. The danger is that sometimes there's overload of one member. The hand is busy carrying a weight. The feet says, "I'm not going to go where you go. If you carry it, I'm not going with you." The stomach is not going. The ear is not going. So the hand is trying to pick up a weight that the rest of the body is saying we're not going to be a part of. We don't sense this to be our own ministry. We don't sense this to be what we think we should be a part of, or what we think we should give to. So when YeHoVAH gave the vision of build a global community, how was he going to build it? He was going to pass through every member. When YeHoVAH ordains a thing, he does it through every member. That's even the building of a temple. It was through every member. That's how YeHoVAH works. So if every member is not functioning, YeHoVAH's work will either be delayed or undone. Undone. most of those who gave for us to be here, you don't see them.
Sure.
Somebody just come here and just relax. Those who sweat as built it are unseen. They are unseen. They are unseen. But they've played their role as a member of the body. And they've earned the honor of the head of the body. Thank you. The thank you from the head to them is the highest honor. And this is what must be our goal. That Messiah tells me, thank you for what I am doing for a member, because I want the whole body to work. And that's why our vision in a true gospel should not be to castrate, condemn, ignore those preaching the counterfeit gospel, but to minister this gospel as members of the body, who is calling every malfunctioning member to align with the head. If not, you become that member who is taking megaphone and spitting condemnation everywhere. Preacher one time caught a girl in the marketplace wearing she wore a dress that was not decent. This preacher grabbed the girl, trying to tear off the clothes publicly, in the public place. We don't want to be like that. We don't want to be like that. And once we build a healthy body, even when I'm absent from this place, it will be felt. Because a trained member will close up the gap. I was thinking about ministries where something goes wrong with a head leader, there's closure for a week or a month in the ministry, because nobody else can close up the gap. We are still facing this challenge of closing up the gap when it comes to a unified working body. The whole body has to, like I said, attain effectiveness first. The whole body the whole member should attain effectiveness. Effectiveness. Because as it is, the whole body is not present, the whole member, the member is not present into effectiveness. So the ineffective part is dragging behind the member part that is trying to, oh, let's rise, let's build, let's do. There are those who are still, oh, let's just rest here. Let's just wait here. So my question to you, Sister Lara, what are you doing now to be an effective member to yourself? Tell us the things you've been engaged in to develop yourself to be an effective member of the body.
To be an effective member of the body, you need to have a...
Sorry, not you. We're asking you a question. What have you personally been doing about yourself
to be an effective
member of the body?
To be an effective member, you have to...
Not you have to.
Okay.
We're asking you a question.
Okay.
What have you been doing about yourself?
having a listening ear.
Okay, you've been developing a listening ear.
Yes,
Okay.
listening ear. Know what, learn a lot from the head. When you learn a lot, you have a lot to give out to other function. Or when you know about the system, the body system, when you understand the system you have, you'll be able to do your best. Then help other people to function well. So that's just it. So learning and understanding the system you have, the body system you are functioning with. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, clearly powerful. Clearly, that's one profound aspect of first and foremost. Now, let me ask you this: where do you feel you fit in the body as a member? Where do you think, feel, or says, or the Messiah has placed you in the body?
Messiah has really placed me in helping a leader to function. Like, I may not be at the forefront, but underneath.
Where are you specifically? The word, one key word. Where are you?
Hosting and making things happen.
That's the hospitality.
Yes. Presently.
Yeah. Presently, you are functioning as in the calling of hospitality.
Yes.
Well, bless you. I want to hear from you on that, because this is what we're dealing with is crucial, because once we know the areas where we are going to function, now we can say our sister is called into the area of hospitality. So we relate with her, entrust responsibility, delegate assignment, in that area, because the body will need that area. The body will lag behind with that hospitality. It will fail. It will fail if it does not deserve that. If it is not deserved. That the reason why we are failing, because the member parts, which is called to hospitality, has not been attended to. You see why we need to understand each person's role. Let's hear from you, my brother.
So far, I know that I have been doing some studies, but what I have, I know is limited. But with what I have, I'm trying my best to make maximum use and study it to the best I can, because these parts, I know it requires a lot of studies and requires a lot of understanding of truth, because the lies out there are actually confusing. So I've been doing a lot of studies, and thanks to Sister Molara for the hosting so far in House of Israel Lagos, and it's helped me to be in line again, because when Apostate left Lagos, it was like everything was just on a hold. Everything was just on a hold. So all praises to Elohim for Sister Malaya, for we were able to use our place so far in continuing, at least continuing the mission. So far, and I'm called to acquire the true gospel and relay it and push it out.
To teach it.
To acquire the true gospel and teach it.
Amen. So we could say Jehovah has called you to be a teacher in the body. Could you say that? Could be something you can say. Forget the process. The process itself shows that if that end was not ordained, then the process of desiring it will not be there. The end of teaching in the body is creating the appetite to study, because the end has to be met. So now we speak from the end, that it appears Jehovah has called you and ordained to be a teacher in the body. Crucial that we all put our feet on that. So what am I called? What am I called as a member? As a member body. As a member body, what is my call in the body of Messiah? Okay, so we're discussing about this very powerful area. Everyone is not called to teach. Yes, because we don't teach every day. We don't teach every day. But there are things the other things we do every day. We show care every day. We love every day. We eat every day. So every other ministry has to play a crucial role in the working of a community called the body. There's a body community. There's a community called the body. And one of the things Jehovah said to me is that the greatest thing a leader can do, or the greatest success of a kingdom leader, is the building of a community. The greatest success that you're departing the earth as a leader is that you build a kingdom community. You could build a community. I'm telling you, that's the highest success of a leader, that you're living and you build a community. And the word community is the communication of unity. It's two words. It's two compound words, com and unity. The communication of unity. And so to build a community means the leader has been able to effectively made plain the vision. You've made plain and made clear the vision. Go into all the world and preach this gospel to every creature, teaching them everything I've commanded you. It should not be bogus. It should not be the Lord appeared to me in a vision and gave me this vision that is not biblical. No, we do that. We bring out the visions that are not Yeshua's vision. There's this bogus vision. True kingdom vision has to be the same as Yeshua's vision. Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creation. Go and make disciples of every nation. That should be the bedrock of the vision. You know why? If not, somebody will get up from the ministry and say, God gave me, the Holy Spirit has given me something else. Because once the vision is individual, like someone said, the vision of this ministry is to go to the world and prophesy. You hear those guys say it. Somebody said one time, he said, he was praying and the Lord said to him, go and make people laugh. It's a comedian, guys. The Lord said, go and make my people laugh. After 3 days of prayer and fasting, go and make my people laugh. So his role as a comedian is to go on pulpit and then crack jokes. How does go and make my people laugh unite the vision of Messiah to go into all? So if we could, Pentecostal charismatic people have this. It's a familiar. I also saw something that got my attention yesterday. I saw a ministry called Jesus Love International Ministry or so. I don't know how we connect Jesus to international. We take Jesus holy, sacred, spiritual, and add international limited to Jesus. Because the only way Jesus can have feet on the earth, and you can deal with bank issues, to have a bank account, to have a bank incorporation, is that CAC will need you to come up with this language. So we take a spiritual dimension of Jesus and put international ministry, international limited to Jesus. Spiritual and natural together. And the betting of names, this concept of names, some names are patronized after mentors. There's this rise of Christ Embassy, Spirit Embassy, Glory Embassy, and people are trying to now crystallize embassy within ministerial names. So it's now to add the embassy there. But the idea of trying to do ministry or to organize ministry, it involves having bank accounts, it involves having a CAC document. And because of that need, spiritual organization now bow to government affairs. You see how we become so weak? Spiritual submit to government. In the past, when it began with this emperor, what is his name? Constantine. Where there's this church and state marriage.
The Roman Empire.
Yes. The church was still at a level where it could operate its own banking system, commercial system, without the state's control. You see part of that in the Vatican. You go to Italy, the Vatican have their own currency, their own banking system.
It's a country
of its own. Without me to have international limited to bank, the Vatican runs solely independent vision. It could have been that way, in the more righteous way. But now, churches have now been cut into tiny pieces. That loss of unity. So to now operate, most of them now operate as what? NGO. That means the non-governmental organization. So they now tell them, because you're that, you are exempted from paying tax. So for them, that's okay for them. The church is not an NGO. It's super and beyond that realm. It's a global organism. So restoration of vision has to first be that we all agree. We all agree that we don't formulate ministry vision outside Yeshua's vision. That's the first stuff. You can't, we all agree to that. We can't formulate ministry vision outside Mark 16. Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. And secondly, we all agree that he said, go and make disciples. Now, let's just skip this. It's Matthew 8. Let's read Matthew 8, verse 19.
The book of Matthew, chapter 28, and verse 19. Therefore go and instruct all the nations, immersing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Ruach HaKodesh, teaching them to guard all that I have commanded you, and see, I am with you always until the end of the age.
Now, start again from verse 18 to give us a frame.
Matthew 28 from verse 18. And Yeshua came up and spoke to them, saying, all authority has been given to me in the heavens and on earth. Verse 19.
Yeah.
Therefore go and instruct all the nations, immersing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Ruach HaKodesh, teaching them to guard all that I have commanded you, and see, I am with you always unto the end of the age.
That's why Matthew has the best ending. Matthew's gospel has the best ending. It ends with the vision. So we now know what Yeshua said to do. He said we should go and teach all nations, make disciples of all nations. That's a vision. That's a vision. Don't say your only is that an angel appeared to you and they say your vision is to go and be singing songs. The Lord told me that the vision is to sing happy songs to make his people happy. Happy songs. My own is deliverance. My own is prophecy. You're building ministry vision on gifts. The gifts are tools for the work. The work is to go into all the nations and disciple. Either it's deliverance, healing, ministry, healing and deliverance, or success. All of those things are tools to make the work, to do the work. You don't start building a different vision on the gift. We don't have groups who are into deliverance. That's all they do. Groups who are into prophecy. That's all they do. And this is why the body is facing setback. You now start a ministry. Somebody now showed up, I'm leaving, Pastor, I'm leaving. I want to go start my own. God told me to go to Owerri, to go to Abuja, and set my people free. I set my people free. And the pastor is wondering, I thought we were together. I thought you were, not knowing that why they were together is the guy is somewhere else already. You are somewhere, he has a different vision. Somebody told me many years ago why I was evangelist. I'm just here. I have my own ministry. You don't know it. You don't know what you do to a preacher when you tell a pastor that. I'm just with you temporarily. And I have my own ministry. God, you want that ministry? If you told me, yes, YeHoVAH called you. If you told me yes, you are in alignment with the vision of Yeshua to disciple all nations, but you feel you want to carry the vision to a different location, or to pioneer the work somewhere else. That's a different issue. But we should be very careful about these ministry issues in different ministry. It's deceptive. That's why many can't commit loyalty. Many charismatic ministry, they tailor their pastors. They monitor them. One of the biggest ministry in the world sent a circular to every of their churches around the world. He asked the question, has God placed something in your heart different from what we are doing? And what way can we support you? Half of their pastors said yes. Yes, because it's how can we support you. When they send those documents, the next day they sack them all. Because that meant there was something in your heart different from what you were in. So what way can we support you? Which was the way to get them to say yes. So they had something in their mind. So they thought they could get endorsement from the organization they were in while having something in their mind. So that's how they were relieved. Because why? The organization wants everyone working there to have the same thing in their mind. YeHoVAH wants us to have him only in our mind when we are with him. Just like a man married to a woman who you're married to a woman and then all along her mind is somewhere else with one old boyfriend, one old friend, and then all along you're investing in that person, not knowing she has someone else in her mind. The goal is to have one thing in mind, to go into all the world and disciple. Now think about it. Let me end with this. Apostle Arthur. We have House of Israel. We have House of Israel. Now let me share this with us, and then we'll close. We have House of Israel, USA, House of Israel, UK, House of Israel, Ukraine, House of Israel, Nigeria. We get emails, like I got an email from a brother in Liberia. I got it from Uganda, Kenya. People saying they want House of Israel set up in their region. And Apostle Arthur get the same kind of request from people who want to set up House of Israel in their region. But if you look at House of Israel USA itself, and you watch the establishment of Apostle Arthur, the teaching by excellence, his drive for integrity, Arthur's drive for clarity, integrity, stature. You just watch Apostle Arthur and you're like, how does this man give clear answers to every question is asked? And I'm watching Arthur, I'm saying, Father, put upon me what you put upon Arthur. He answers questions with clarity. He's so wise in organization. He's so wise in administration. There will be times that he will call me and we will speak, and then he gives me answer and a strategy that I will implement, and then bam, I get the result of implementing that instruction. But one thing you see about House of Israel USA, you see the fact that Apostle Arthur deals 100% in this spirit of integrity. First, integrity with YeHoVAH. He's a man of one wife, faithful to YeHoVAH, to his marriage, faithful to the things he teaches. He should not say one thing and do another thing. And if you look at the presentation of House of Israel USA, you see excellence, you see wisdom, you see stature. You look at all of those things in House of Israel USA. And that becomes a model ministry for others to emulate. You now move to House of Israel UK. And you now see Marcos. He has a standard website. He has an amazing gift of the Spirit. He's evangelical. He's dynamic. Look at the accuracy, and you see the establishment itself. It is dynamic. You now move to the House of Israel, Nigeria. And for me, I have models. You see Apostle Arthur. You see Marcos. You have a model, you have a back to lean upon. If UK can be so excellent, if Charlotte can be so excellent, then House of Israel, Nigeria should be more excellent. That means that we are, I think about it, Arthur is so unique in his teachings, and Arthur will do a teaching on verse by verse. He's doing verse by verse teaching. For me, one sermon enters my mind. I want to do that. I want to say next Shabbat I'll do the same series. Something else is already in my mind to teach. The patience to teach verse by verse for the next 10 years. The patience to teach books. Today we'll do teaching on Romans. I will spend the next 1 year on Romans. Not that the next we'll jump to Ephesians, or we'll say, okay, let's teach something new. The consistency to maintain, establishment, so people can be grounded in doctrine. So he has teachings on, that's how he could do discipleship workbook, DVDs of hundreds of hours. How does someone attain such consistency? You look at people like this, you're like, wow. Because they've grown beyond that. God told me to start deliverance ministry. God told me to start this. They are thinking about the next generation. And what will happen is that why vision, healing, prophecy with faith, those who establish men in doctrine will last. So in establishing a doctrine, it is systematic approach to truth. You keep pushing truth. It's important. It's vital. They need to seek truth. Because people can walk in here today and then, because they didn't come for truth, they come for their stomach. They come for food. They will divert the preacher. Before long, I'm saying things to make them happy so they'll show up. Because I'm doing a systematic teaching, and then thinking they will show up the next Thursday for it. They don't show up. They've gone to their farms. Where did they go? We began a series that will bless you, and then the person doesn't show up. He's gone to his business. He just remembered that the day is to go visit his grandfather. But we're in the series. Because people in this part of the world pull their preachers off by coming forth with lame stories. They live by bread alone. But you who is a preacher must make sure they don't draw you into their lives of bread alone. And that makes you say, God bless you. To the next week, let's now do a service on healing prophecy. You find that even that prophecy you're trying to do is because they are pulling you into it. You feel that's what will now keep them coming, or make them bring people to come here prophecy. YeHoVAH may put that in YeHoVAH put that in your heart to do it. But don't let people pull you out of this place of establishing many doctrines. So you see the pattern. The pattern is to Teach enduring truths. Teach enduring truth. Help people keep knowing that they don't live by alone. You have problems. You may have need, but that is not the focus. Even healing is not the focus. If you have stomach problem or stomach cancer, but it is not the healing that is the focus. After the healing, there's still life beyond healing. The focus is on the truth. It's on truth. So, as I'm saying to us that the author is unique in his teaching and his approach to teaching. The same with Marcus. His approach is unique. Now, if you watch House of Israel USA, House of Israel UK, House of Israel Nigeria on the Shabbat, you may hear different sermon, but the same spirit. You hear different sermon. Anto will say something powerful. Marcus powerful. Osir powerful. And there's no control. Look at it. Anto is not. Anto one time sent me a message and we just discussed it. He said, what we're building is excellence. We're building integrity and state. We must stay true to what we are building. And that's all we need to do. And we are saying the same thing in different ways, in the same spirit of the Messiah. House of Israel, Shalom, is not controlling the message in House of Israel Nigeria because the audience, the need are not the same thing, are different. So if we have House of Israel in different regions that we set up, we are not going to be controlling the tongues, the message of whoever is operating there, but we must have the same spirit, the same message, and the same gospel. So with that, we cannot entrust freedom. You see why most charismatic music can't entrust freedom to the branch pastors? Why everyone must watch the set man. Everyone must hold the book of the set man. Everyone is tailored to look like one person because it's the fear of freedom. The fear of freedom. And that freedom should be there. All House of Israel global should have the same freedom. But it cannot be if we don't have the same vision, the same spirit, the same focus. Same focus. So let's have that same idea. Our goal is to advance the kingdom of YeHoVAH. Then if we have the same goal, we'll preach the same things. Let's bow our heads, friend. Let's bow our heads. Shalom. Oh, bless you, YeHoVAH. We bless you, eternal rock of ages. Oh, shalom. Thank you, Father. Thank you, precious Redeemer. We bless you. You are worthy. You are worthy. Just one other prayer, please.
Father, we thank you for today's teaching. Thank you for the words that we have heard from your messenger. Thank you for all that you have entrusted in us. Thank you for the wisdom that you have planted in us. Thank you for the gospel that you have given us. Thank you for this truth, for we know that it's only by your grace and only by your mercy that we are counted among those who are worthy to have this undiluted gospel of truth. We thank you and we give you all the glory. We pray that you see us through this race. We pray that you continue to help us as we continue in this journey of advancing the kingdom, of pushing this gospel to the far ends of the world. We pray that you give us strength. We pray that you give us your power. We pray that you fill us more with your spirit so that we'll be able to overcome all the obstacles that the enemy must have planned or have waiting for us anywhere that they are. We thank you for today. We thank you for the gospel. We say, may your name be highly exalted and worshipped. In Yeshua's name we pray.
Amen. Hallelujah. So, we bless YeHoVAH for the day. Let's not miss the Sabbath holy communion service. It will be a blessing. To be a deep blessing. I want to appreciate YeHoVAH for Sister Lara and Brother John for their willingness to travel to be here with us. And I pray that your presence here will bless many.
Amen.
And many will be recipients of the graces of YeHoVAH upon your lives.
Amen.
As you touch them with your blessings this Shabbat. So let's do this Shabbat, Sister Lara. As YeHoVAH, we use you this coming Shabbat. And YeHoVAH will use for a blessing in a mighty way for us. So please let's be prayerful. And also we'll be here tomorrow so just get things arranged for the Shabbat service. Hopefully we'll be here much more early tomorrow to prepare the place for Shabbat. And also tomorrow your brother blessed be stationed here. The other place will fail to get it ready.
Even the guy disappointed.
I told you.
I called him, he did not pick him.
I knew. I already knew. So,
you know how you behave.
yes. So like I shared, said, in building or getting anything done is stress. You have stress from every area. Stress from work, from the stress is more so, but you just have to navigate through and not put your emotion and all. If it's in the past, I put my all in, but now I just go along. Let the will of YeHoVAH be done. So that's one thing about building. It could be so stressful. We bless YeHoVAH, at least the roofing is finally completed. We want to thank you, my brothers. Okay, I will pray that YeHoVAH will honor you. Thank you for your service.
Amen.
It's what YeHoVAH is asking me to do. I'm in between when to do it. We're doing Passover, we're hoping to at least appreciate you. So I was thinking I will push it down to Feast of Tabernacles when we are fully completed and dedicated. But I'll push it down there. But as a token in the heart I want to give to you. So we use Passover to use this coming Passover to appreciate you from our hearts. We pray that will become a seal of YeHoVAH's blessings over your life.
Amen.
When you labor for YeHoVAH's work, the biggest sign that you are in touch with reality, somebody who's in touch with reality, is a person whose heart is in the promotion of God's things. When the things of God, if it's the things of God, you want to promote it. That's the reality. That's a proven in touch with reality. Nothing more. And YeHoVAH holds such people in high esteem. We held in high esteem, but you are his man for his work. Hunger can never know such person.
Amen.
Your children can never suffer
Amen.
when you are a person who live that reality of the things of God.
Amen.
So thank you. And thanks to everyone you have used, every hand, every laborer, every member, everyone who has put hands together, everyone who has carried cross in every way to make the vision of YeHoVAH, to build for himself a global community in this location. Everyone who has labored. I pray God will mightily bless you all and reward you.
Amen.
In Yeshua's mighty name, we pray.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Shalom.